Hello, everybody. I'm back from Aruba. Happy to be home and excited about being back with you today for Ask Sharon. And October is going to be a very, very busy month. So it's time to bring in the end of 2017 into a big whopping success. And, it's interesting because I was trying to think about what topic to talk about today. And it's been, the next couple of weeks are pretty humbling for me. And Angela and I was talking about it. It's like, well, maybe we should talk about that, because when I made the decision to launch the Play Big movement, it was because I said, I have more to do. There's more for me to do. And it was like when I made that decision, a lot of things changed. It's like opening yourself up to the possibilities. And within a couple of months, I got these calls and notifications that I'm going to be recognized with awards, and 4 of them over the next month. And each one of them is very, very special. But this Friday, I'm being given a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Arizona in Business magazine. And, I say lifetime achievement. Well, I'm still trying to achieve, but it's a huge honor to be singled out in this business community in that way. And then next week I travel to Little Rock. The World Woman Foundation is going to be giving me a Global Voice Award. And then 2 days later, I'm being recognized for another magazine, Trends, here in Arizona, as a trendsetter for the Phoenix area. And then in November, the Napoleon Hill Foundation is giving me the Gold Medal Literary Achievement Award. And, I'm blushing just even thinking about it. But I thought, maybe throughout my career, I've had the distinct honor and privilege to have received several different awards. But it's, I kind of had a different aspect. It used to be that I would kind of avoid them. I didn't really want the limelight. As I shared with you during the Rich Dad days, I was happy for my partner to be in the limelight, and I didn't want to travel a lot. I still had children at home, and I wanted to be, really, I had my hands full just growing the business. I did quite a few speaking gigs and still didn't hide, but I wasn't out in front like Robert was. But as I've been looking, when I left and I started realizing that when I talk about you have to close one door for other doors to open and getting on the President's Advisory Council, I realized that when you go from expert to authority, as an authority, you put yourself in the position of having a target on your back, but also in a position for being recognized, the contribution that you make. And so I said, let's change the way we look at this. Instead of, I'm still humbled and honored to receive them, but I look at them as a way to serve more people, to give more, to have an opportunity to use that recognition to spread the word of financial education and financial literacy to a larger number of people. And it's something that, we talk about ego in the short time as Ed got out, but we all have egos, and a healthy ego is okay, as long as you don't use it as a way to belittle other people. But if you have the opportunity to be recognized for your work, it helps position you as more of an authority in your field. It certainly helps give you third-party credibility, so you can use that in your marketing. But on the greater scheme of things, it allows you to impact more people by utilizing that. Whoever is recognizing you, they have their own network, and so they're sharing you with their network. So if you think about that and you think, well, this gives me an opportunity to share my message to a larger number of people, then you will both be humbled, honored, and excited at the opportunity to speak to more people. And that's I'm looking forward to Friday and the next few weeks. But it's also something to realize. I wanted to share with you in this Ask Sharon, and tomorrow in the private Facebook group, Play Big Movement, or things that I'm going through. So I thought, well, this was a perfect topic this week as I look at the next few weeks being, just kind of crazy. I mean, and I, as I said, humbled and honored, but also, a little stressed. I want to make sure that I do service to the people that are honoring me, and that I show up well and share a message of inspiration and excitement for the people that are in the audience. And then just last week, I got confirmed. Well, I guess I can't tell you that right now. I can't really share that yet. Stay tuned. I have something else to share in the next week or two. But, these are the kinds of things that when you put yourself out there, you have the opportunity to receive. And if you do it with the thought of service, it's much more impactful. And it's not it's not trying to become a celebrity, building that celebrity brand, but it goes back to building a mission brand, thinking of how can I serve more people? How can I spread the message of other people taking control of their lives? And, it's just like the last couple of weeks, I had several people come up and say, years ago you said to me, when I said you changed my life, you said, no, you honor it. You changed your life. I'm glad that I wrote something that inspired you, but take ownership that you've changed your life. And to hear that kind of feedback years later, that it really was a turning point for them and helped them, it was just like, wow. And that's what you want legacy to be. That's what you want. Lifetime achievement is that kind of feedback. In Colombia, I had somebody say that to me. And then my daughter just this weekend was telling me somebody that she works with told her that she'd met me years ago, probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. And I'd said that to her. So you impact every person you touch. And let's hope that we can all add value to other people's lives. But I have quite a few questions today when we put it out on the fact that the topic is accepting recognition as a way to serve others or serve more people. So the first one is, hello, Sharon. My name is Maria. Hello, Maria. I'm a solopreneur and currently working on building my brand. I occasionally see recognitions in my community business publications and have often thought they weren't credible because people probably pay to participate in the awards programs. However, I'm exploring ways to increase my own visibility, and I'm now wondering if I'm looking at these recognitions from the wrong angle. If I decide to go for it, I would need to ask someone to nominate me, which feels pretty egotistical, and I would be pretty uncomfortable asking this of someone. Is this a normal thing that people do? Is it worth it even if you have to pay to participate? Now, Maria, I'd like to say that this is a black and white topic. Typically, my philosophy is I don't ever pay for awards. I want to make sure that if I'm receiving something, it's out of, it's true and honest and something that I feel proud of, and I don't feel like I bought and paid for it. Now, that being said, when we first came out with the Thrive Time for Teens game, there's an award that you pay for a submission. So you submit your product, and so there's an admission fee of a couple $100. And I did that because I wanted it to, I wanted that branding. So you want to make sure what you're looking at is what's the branding, and is everybody paying the same thing to be considered? Is it a review process? And, there's a lot of things that I get on a daily basis to be in a book or to be here, and I have to pay X dollars to, to have that association, and that's not something that I would do. I would much rather, and I recommend to people, instead of doing, I call it the pay to play book, and rather than doing that, write your own book with the ebook and have that opportunity to spread it and highlight your own expertise. But sometimes when you're just getting started, something like that may make sense for you to get a little bit of an establishment. But I'm old school, so I like to earn it the right way. People that pay to be on bestseller lists, or it's crazy for me. But I also have been around a long time, so just starting out, the way to get as much recognition and third-party validation, you need to consider each one as an opportunity for you. There are ways that you can find out what kind of awards would be supportive of you and your journey. And you probably have some close girlfriends, and just talk about it and say, you know, this is something I'd really like. Can you support me in nominating me? And then maybe there's, you know, pay it back. Maybe there's something that your friend should be put up for, that you can nominate them. Because that's what it's all about. It's all about collaboration and cooperation and supporting each other. And, you know, you want to be able to add those kinds of things to your website and to your credibility. And it adds, you know, it really gives you the way to demonstrate that you've gone from expert to authority. But when it's something that you have to pay for, and it's not, you know, it's not really going to give you the runway that you want, you know, carefully consider whether that's the kind of award you want, particularly if everybody knows that it's, you know, everybody that's in it has paid for it. So, you know, you should put remember I say high emotional, low intelligence. We'll kind of set your emotion aside and look at it from, say, is this something that I want to spend my time and energy on? Or is this something else that I need to do? Because you want to put yourself in a position where people reach out to you as a result of the impact that you've made on others. Okay, next question. My name is Lindsay, and I'm 28. I do a lot of volunteer work for student organizations like DECA, and was recognized by one of these organizations with an award. Congratulations, Lindsay. I am very touched, and it means a lot that I've made an impact with these students, that they would think of me for any award. I see on your bio on your website that you have listed honors and awards. You also have these listed on your professional resume. I am pursuing a new opportunity at a different employer, and I'm not sure if I should include this on my professional resume. Well, absolutely. Whether it's an award that you received or whether your current employer received an award based on something that you've done, definitely include that in your professional resume. Because again, that shows the contribution that you've made, and certainly this one is a volunteer. You know, Angela Topman received an incredible award from, I think it was DECA. Angela, I have to put the comments in there, but, you know, statewide award from the financial literacy efforts we were doing with the Thrive Time game, where she was going into high schools all over the state, teaching students about financial literacy by playing the game. So yes, definitely you want to include that in your resume. Next question. Good morning, Sharon. Good morning. Congratulations on being recognized this week with a Lifetime Achievement Award. This sounds like an incredible honor. My name is Richard. I work in a nationwide organization. I've recently been informed that I am being honored by my profession. Congratulations. The award is not presented by my organization, but a professional group in my industry. I am one of the 3 people being recognized, and I know both of the other honorees. Because of my existing relationship and my historical knowledge of one of the honorees, I know that he is truly not deserving of the honor. And I believe that in the future, the truth of his lack of integrity will surface. I really don't want to be in the same class of honorees as this person, but also don't want to be ungrateful to my professional community. You have received so many honors. Have any of them been under circumstances that make you want to decline the award? What did you do? Well, Richard, this is an excellent question, because I can tell you what I've done and what I'm doing, and with different results, different actions. There have been many times when I'm receiving an award, we always make sure we understand what the award is. We want to know who else is getting to receive the award. We look at the organization, and there have been times when we've said, thank you very much, but that's not going to work for us. And that's something that each of us, you know, you have to, based on what it is that you want, what's best for you. You know, how can you, you know, what's going to give you the best lift on being an authority. Now, if you are being awarded with someone that is, you know, getting a similar award or a different category award, and somebody that you don't feel is deserving of that award, you know, take careful consideration. That's actually happening to me. And it's, you know, somebody that I've had personal experience with, and I know stuff that, you know, the general public doesn't know. And so I went through the process of saying, okay, do I not receive an award that is pretty important to me because I'll be in the company of somebody that I no longer want to work with? Or do I put that organization on a higher plane and say, this organization has reached out to me out of the blue, wanting to give me this global award. And do I honor them and the people that will be attending this event, because they don't know? And so I made the decision, I'm going to go ahead and receive that award. But you have to go through that process. You have to say, okay, high emotion, low intelligence. Let's put the emotion on the side and say, if I'm receiving the only award in my category. So it's like, this organization wants to give me this award. And do I turn it down because somebody else is going to be there? And the answer is no. Now, if that somebody else was organizing the event, I would turn it down. And so I'm answering your question both yes and no. So again, it depends. That's the accountant's famous favorite response, that and the lawyer's. But you have to look at each instance and say, what is the best result for me, for the audience, and the organization? And do that diligently and make sure you're doing your research and understand how it can support you, how it can serve you in the future. And good luck to you, Richard. Okay, so let's see who's next. Rachel. I'm a veterinarian, and after more than a decade practicing at veterinarian offices owned and operated by others, I've decided to branch out and start my own mobile veterinary service. Oh, wonderful. I have many clients that I saw at my previous office that have asked if their pets can continue to be patients. I do have a non-compete that requires me not to pursue any of the patients that I saw while at the practice. However, these are people who have sought me out, so that my understanding is that non-compete does not apply. I would love to get testimonials from prior patients to help build my credibility individually, but wonder if that's taking too big of a risk because of the non-compete. What do you think? Well, Rachel, number one, congratulations on starting your own business. I don't know what your relationship is with the company that you left. I always, when we talk about non-competes, I am not a lawyer, so let me start with that answer. You probably should get legal advice on what you want to do and whether it's within the confines of not violating your non-compete. Part of what I always try to do collaborative stuff instead of competitive. And so, it might very well be something that you talk to your employer, and maybe there's an agreement you can reach on the fact that these people are coming to you independently. But I would certainly start with your attorney and get their opinion on what the letter of the law and your non-compete is. Because some non-competes are not enforceable because they're not written appropriately. And nobody can really do that without actually reading it. So, and the states, different states have different takes on them. So I would start with an attorney. Get yourself a corporate attorney that can look at it and give you some advice on that. But testimonials from clients on prior things, you're going to have the lawyer's input on that. You can get the testimonials and you don't have to identify the actual individual. Maybe it's a first name and a last initial. But again, that testimonial was for that other company. It was for you as an employee of that other company. So you may want to highlight them that way. But it's a great question, and I wish I could give you a specific answer. But non-competes are tricky. And, sometimes when they're too long in length, they're not enforceable. Sometimes they're geographic based. That may or may not impact you if you're still in the same community. So those are all things that you need to think about. And I think it's a great opportunity. And if you were in Arizona, I'd get your name, because we'd love to have somebody come here instead of having to take both of our 80-pound dogs to the vet. Okay, my name is Raul. I'm 21 years old and have lived with my parents while doing volunteer and community work to serve youth at risk. Fantastic, Raul. Thank you for doing that. I do not have a college education, but feel strongly about the work that I do, and I've even received a couple of awards from my community and the volunteer organization that I serve. Congratulations at 21. That's fantastic. My parents are not trying to kick me out of the house or anything, but I want to find a way to do this work while being able to support myself financially and help even more people. would it be inappropriate for me to reach out to people I have met through my volunteer work and ask about opportunities? I always feel nervous sharing my resume because it seems like everyone's looking for college, but I feel like the awards give me some credit. Well, Raul, those awards do. They actually, they talk about your integrity. They talk about the things that you do. I think, one of those things, we talk about power of association, and one of the things Mike and I recommend is that people do look at the power of association and find the donors in those organizations a way to establish that relationship and that friendship so that you can have them as potential associates that can open doors for you. So I don't see anything wrong with going back to people within an organization. Maybe it's all on how you approach them. So you may want to go to them and say, I've loved doing this volunteer work. I still want to do the volunteer work, but I'm looking for a way to, make this a profession and how I can continue volunteering on the side, but I want to do something within this industry where I can actually make it a profession and get paid. Everybody wants to have the opportunity to get paid and make a living. So I absolutely recommend that you connect with the people that you know within that industry and let them know that you are looking, that you are continuing to do the volunteer work, but that you are looking for ways to establish and build your resume and your reputation. And it is true, a lot of employers, have a requirement for a college education, but, it's more and more accepting of people that see life experience as something that shows the dedication and the responsibility an individual has. And it sounds like you've demonstrated that, certainly by receiving the awards. So I would not stop with, I would definitely not hesitate to reach out to the people you've met through your volunteer work and let them know that you're looking. Probably let the organizations know first, the people that you volunteer for, that you're looking, and that you start with them, show that respect to them. But good luck to you. I'm very, it's wonderful. All right. Hello, my name is Michelle. Hello, Michelle. I was talking with a friend who offered to nominate me for an award because if I won, it would help me build credibility for my personal brand. It was such a sweet offer, and I think I have a shot at winning the award she offered to nominate me for. It got me thinking maybe it would be better to pursue awards for my business instead of for me personally. This way, my business brand gets the benefit of the increase in credibility. I've done some research and I've found several business award programs, but I'm not sure if my business is ready for award nominations after reading about some of them. I have customer testimonials on my website, some of which include measurable results. Now I am thinking maybe the awards really aren't that big a deal if I have customers giving testimonials. Which do you think is more powerful? Wow, that's a multi-tier question, Michelle. There is no doubt. In fact, I want to say hi to everybody. I see so many people online here. Mark and Angela, and let's see, we've got Maria. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you being here. And Khalid, Karen, Monica, Renee. I want to thank you all for being with me this morning, and please share your comments. Let's dissect this. Of course, testimonials are the number one marketing. And so I don't say that testimonials and awards should compete with each other. Testimonials definitely about you and your business. Now, when you talk about looking for business, awards, whether you want to apply as a business or as an individual, if you are really the main person in your business, you're going to, both you and your business will have a lift if you get an award, either personally or your business. And if your business isn't that old, it may not qualify. So you definitely want to see what the qualifications are. But typically, an award is either an award recognizing an individual or a business. So look at each one to see which one is more appropriate for what you do, and know that it definitely will build your personal brand, but it will also build your business credibility, because you talk about the business, but you also, who's the leader of that business, and you, and so you'll have those awards in there. So that gives you that authority within your industry. So don't discount it. if it's a personal award, because that can elevate you as an authority. And don't discount a business award, because that not only elevates your business, but also elevates you as an individual, as the leader of that business. And so always look at the strategy. We always want a strategy. Now, of course, when you're getting awards that you don't know about, all right, then you can't strategize that. But once you get them, you can strategize how you're going to leverage that. How are you going to be able to use that to help magnify and leverage and be able to exponentially spread your message of service to others? And that's the whole message of today's Ask Sharon segment, is to accept them with humility. It's okay to be humble, but it's also okay to make sure that you take the opportunity by receiving that award to reach even more people and be in service of others. Next week, I'm flying to Little Rock, and I'm being given the award by the World Woman Foundation, and they're giving me the Global Voice Award. That call came out of the blue, so I had no idea. Nobody put me up for it. There was just somebody recommended me, and they reached out to me. And so it's a huge honor, Global Voice Award. That really helps me understand that I have made an impact globally. It also helps me use that to further magnify the Play Big movement, and to really authenticate my willingness and desire to do that. And so, but it also gives me the opportunity to go there and speak to the people in attendance and share my message, and then hopefully give them the tools that they can take that back to their communities to share it as well. And that is, important from a standpoint of achievement, yes. It also tells you you're on the right track. You're making a positive impact. And there's nothing more gratifying. It's like, it's like when you're an employee and you get a big bonus telling you that my son-in-law just got a, big increase, big salary increase, larger than anybody else in the company. And that makes you walk a little taller, right? Makes you excited because you're being recognized. All right. So it's the same thing. This, this may or may not have a monetary application, but it makes you feel a little taller, makes you feel proud of yourself, and also makes you feel more dedicated to continue down that path. And certainly that's what's happened to me. I mean, it's like almost serendipity, making that decision to launch the Play Big movement and to continue on this path and reaching people that want to play along with me and make sure that they get the tools they need to continue playing big. And then to have these awards come in after that was, it's like serendipity. And I appreciate it. I'm honored by it, but it also gives me a more awesome responsibility to continue what I've been doing and making sure I'm reaching as many people as possible. So ask yourself, is there someone that you care about in your business community that you believe is an unsung hero? Reach out without the expectation of receiving and see what you can nominate them for. The award that I'm getting next week, the Trendsetter, is particularly special for me because a friend of mine who passed away 2 years ago had put me up for the award several years ago, and I didn't get it. But she had a terrible 2-year battle with cancer, and we lost her last year, or the year before. And the fact that someone else put me up for it and I'm getting it this award, it's almost like I'm honoring her as well. And so, it's a way for you to honor the people that you care about. It's also a way for you to honor them by getting other people to attend the award and to be there to support them getting that. And you feel great when you're the one putting someone up for it. And then, when somebody does the return favor to you, you honor that friendship. That friendship of people that have thought enough of you to support you. The award that I get on Friday is only the first time it's being awarded after originally last year it was named after the woman, Linda Harold, who got it last year. And Linda Harold, a Lifetime Achievement Award. And for me to be, she's the one that nominated me. So for me to be nominated by the person the award is named after in this business community, she said, couldn't think of anybody else besides you, Sharon. You're the one that needs to get this. And I'm still in awe of that. And it makes the award even more special and more heartfelt. And so it's something that ask yourself, how can you utilize the awards that you get to spread your message? But also, how can you support someone else by nominating them for the award? I've worked with the Napoleon Hill Foundation for 10 years, and for them to reach out and want to give me this Gold Medal Literary Achievement Award that's only been given to a handful of people. What an incredible honor it is, and I'm just so thrilled. And I'm excited about that. It's going to be November 9th in Houston, so I'm excited about receiving that, and I'm excited about being able to use that to continue spreading my message and continue working with the foundation, because I think I've shared before, I read Think and Grow Rich when I was 19, so it had a huge impact on my life. So that's an incredible honor. So ask yourself, before we go, we talk about all of these people, Maria and Lindsay, a lot of people who are sending questions are very young, and that's wonderful. Raul at 21, Lindsay at 28, and Maria, a solopreneur building her brand. Ask yourself each step of the way, how can I support myself in building my credibility and going from expert to authority? And this is certainly one way to do it. We talk about creating interviews and writing books and that kind of thing, but this is certainly a way to continue doing that as well. And Raul at 21, already receiving awards. That's just wonderful. My grandson at age 11 was just voted as president of his student council for his elementary school. I said, we have a politician that's alive and well. And so, I expect great things from him. But anything like, it's great for getting into the right colleges. It's great for supporting yourself and wanting to find employment somewhere, particularly as we talked with Raul about not having a college degree. These kinds of awards certainly are a testament. And so when you might be thinking, well, this is just great, easy for her to say. Well, I've been in business for 40 years, so it isn't easy for me to say. Even talking to Angela about doing this topic today was a little embarrassing, because it's like I'm talking about the words that I'm getting. But we talk about building your platform, and this is part of building my platform. And again, also validating my desire to continue playing big and understand that the market is still seeing me playing big, and that's exciting, and that's validation that I'm on the right track. And so look around, see what kind of things that you can help others get, and continue serving others, because there's no greater validation that you are truly in service of others than having recognition from people that want to highlight you for the service that you're giving to others. So utilize it as humble as you can, but also make sure that you use it as an opportunity to spread your message and to serve even greater people and build an even greater platform. So thank you so much for being with me today. I love you all, and I wish you a great October. It's got a lot of store for me, and I know it's probably got a lot of store for you, and make the best of it. You are fabulous, and have a fantastic day. Love you all.